Welcome to Daily Justice Time.
Who is the prosecutor?
I am, Judge.
Have you all both had a chance to review the PSI report?
Yes, Judge.
All right. Court is calling 2023 CR 3852, State of Texas versus Kaylin Johnson. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
Defense.
Louis Martinez on behalf of Ms. Johnson.
And are you Ms. Johnson?
Yes. Yes.
All right. We're here for sentencing. You entered a plea on July 18th. I don't know why this has lasted so long. I think they were running behind on PSI reports because I see it. She pled in July and it's been set for today. So I guess that's the length of time it took. You entered a plea to DWI third. According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 6 years in the prison. The state recommends community supervision. I ordered her to be considered for felony drug court. What were the results of that? Okay,
Can I speak?
just a moment.
Okay.
Your Honor, she meets the criteria. However, since she has not been granted probation, we must review that as a final disposition and ability drug court and back capacity. Also, I believe she's in Kendall County, so that may have some effect on the felony drug.
She is. They're not going to accept her. All right. Thank you. All right. State anything you wish to say?
Your Honor, we're asking you to follow the agreement and follow the recommendations of probation. In the TAP evaluation, they're recommending the state ISF followed by ISP supervision for aftercare treatment. And I think that I just don't want to set her up for failure, Judge. So something structured like that, I think would be helpful for her to maintain sobriety. There was a wreck in this case. I just wanted to draw your attention to that on page 3. So I think the state ISF, something structured like that would benefit the defendant and benefit the public also. Just
All right. All right. Defense.
So, Judge, first of all, we asked the court just to accept the plea bargain on probation. It looks like the court is okay with that. One of the reasons we didn't just proceed to sentencing was I wanted to see the TAP recommendation before we approached the judge for her treatment plan. So obviously, we were going to be in need of a treatment plan. Ms. Johnson's previous DWI to this was in 2007. She maintained sobriety for a long time, but she fell off the wagon when she lost a child. And obviously, I mean, that's the greatest fear of any mother is losing a child. She began drinking again. She had this issue. She was arrested in December of 22. And I mean, this is obviously a wake-up call. And she began working towards regaining her sobriety. She was having issues with that. So in March of 23, she went to La Hacienda for inpatient treatment. She did well there. She has followed that up by being in meetings 3 to 5 times a week. She's doing very well right now in maintaining the sobriety. We haven't had any issues with her since she went voluntarily and placed herself in inpatient.
In a sober house for 3 months.
Right, and then followed it up with a sober house for 3 months. So, I mean, Ms. Johnson is a nurse. She understands her needs. And I think that she's done a very good job of being honest with herself and honest with the court as is reflected in the PSI and the TAP. And I believe that she has worked very hard in the time that she's been on bond to put herself in a good position. So given that she's doing so well right now, I'm asking the court to kind of give her something that's structured towards that. I'm asking the court to maybe assess an intensive outpatient followed by aftercare. If we want to put her on an intensive supervision plan, I think that would be just fine. And really, Ms. Johnson will do whatever the court needs her to do or requires her to do. But the idea of putting her in ISF is going to take her out of the routine that she's in right now. And I appreciate that the state wants to make sure we don't set her up for failure. But she's done a very good job of addressing her needs already and putting herself into a good plan and is doing well. And so we ask the court to recognize that and to continue with something that is along those lines.
Okay. And with regards to any restitution,
That's taken care of through insurance, Judge.
okay. So has that already been settled?
It's my understanding, yes, Judge.
All right, because I'm reading when I read the PSI report, it said it was pending.
My understanding is that's been settled. But in either event, her insurance company was taking care of that.
All right, Ms. Johnson, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand if you'll state your name for the record.
Kaylin Johnson.
All right, so what are you doing to maintain your sobriety?
I'm right now on the 9th step. I'm working with a sponsor. I brought my book showing I'm going to about 4 meetings a week, 3 to 6. And so it's averaging 4. I brought a letter from my sponsor also. I did enter into treatment at La Hacienda. And then one of the doctors there told us that so many people relapse after they get out because something about the prefrontal cortex. And he said, you have 90 days before your brain can do without that substance. And so I lived with 7 other women in the sober house for 3 months.
Okay, and you say you have a letter?
I monitor my breathalyzer twice a day.
Okay, and you say you have a letter?
Yes.
Any objection to the court seeing the letter?
None, Judge.
No objection.
And then, like she said, she's been blowing twice a day since she got out of La Hacienda, and we haven't had any issues with her.
Just stuff in here.
No problem.
May I approach?
Yes.
Okay. Sponsor the other day. I just started keeping track of one best dates, but I've been going over the meetings and digging through the letter.
Okay.
I had a bunch of letters written to my big food trial service person,
Mhm.
and I didn't know if we were allowed to see those or not, but this
Yes.
documentations of how I can do it. Here it is.
Here's this back. All right.
Things ever since February 28th, and I just feel like
Okay.
I'm on the right track.
Okay. All right. Any other questions?
Oh, Your Honor.
Any
No, Judge.
questions? Okay. This is what the court is going to do. I'm going to sentence you to 6 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 4 years. There's a $2,000 fine that will be probated. There's to be restitution, if any, to Claudia Ortega and Vanna, Vannia, Marique, Mariquiu, and counsel if you provide documentation that restitution has already been paid, provided to probation. There's to be the DWI panel, DWI education course, 2 years driver's license suspension, 150 hours of community service restitution. There's to be NA or AA meetings 4 times per week. Intensive outpatient treatment with probation. In lieu of the 10 days. Has she already served 10 days in the Bexar County Jail or no?
No, Judge.
All right, in lieu of the 10 days in the Bexar County Jail, there's going to be GPS tracking
That's on the car already.
for 30 days.
It's already, I have the camera and the GPS with my.
They'll Just let probation know.
Probation will take care of it.
So that will be for 30 days in lieu of the 10 days in jail. Proof of employment. Are you employed?
I'm retired. I'm almost 67.
All right, proof of employment or retirement within 30 days. There should be no employment as a home health care provider with minors. There should be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular UAs, make sure there's testing for alcohol as well. And are you asking for a transfer?
I don't think so, Judge.
Okay. Then there'll be field visits. One time every 3 months. Random until further notice. Probation, is there anything else she needs? Yes.
You said the restitution was to Claudia Ortega and Mania.
Marique, Marrique.
Did you want her to do the DWI education or the DWI intervention?
Which do you recommend? All right, then DWI intervention.
And then, as far as an ignition interlock is concerned,
Thank you. Ignition interlock for half the term.
for Maine, Kendall County.
Council is saying that they are not requesting a transfer to Kendall County.
My home is in Bear County.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Nothing else. No.
Yeah.
All right. Is there anything else from either side?
No,
Judge.
Is there anything else you need from the court?
Oh, man.
All right.
Judge, she did the DWI ed and the victim impact panel
Yeah,
up
I've
front.
taken them both.
So just whatever you're requiring her to do, if she's done that already, we'll just ask that she gets credit.
Yes, just turn that information into probation.
Education. If the intervention is more extensive. than
Yes.
education.
And we understand that. She'll do that again.
All right. Oh, excuse me.
Thank-
No. We're not done. I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it?
What we did.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. No.
Right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record. I see that you've made steps to correct behavior. But as I always tell everybody, at the end of the day, if you're drinking and driving, you could potentially end up killing someone. You understand?
Yes, I'm so grateful I didn't hurt anybody.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
This courtroom hearing is a sentencing proceeding in the case of State of Texas versus Caitlin Johnson, where the judge reviews the plea agreement, background information, and recommendations before deciding the final punishment. The prosecutor, representing the state, confirms that both sides have reviewed the PSI, pre-sentence investigation, report, which contains details about the defendant's history, behavior, and circumstances. The defendant previously pleaded guilty to DWI, driving while intoxicated, third offense, which is considered a serious felony. The plea agreement suggested a punishment of 6 years in prison, but with the possibility of community supervision, probation, instead of actual imprisonment. The state recommended structured supervision and treatment to help maintain sobriety, mentioning that there was a car accident involved in the case, which raises public safety concerns. The defense attorney asks the court to accept the plea bargain and allow probation instead of prison. The attorney explains that Johnson's last DWI offense before this one occurred in 2007, and she remained sober for many years afterward. However, she relapsed after experiencing a traumatic event, the loss of her child, which led her back to drinking. After her arrest in December 2022, she voluntarily entered inpatient treatment at La Hacienda, completed the program, and continued her recovery by attending recovery meetings several times a week and living in a sober house. The defense argues that she has already taken strong steps toward rehabilitation and that placing her in a strict correctional facility could disrupt the progress she has made. Johnson herself testifies that she attends Alcoholics Anonymous meetings about 4 times per week, works with a sponsor, and has been maintaining sobriety. She even provides a letter from her sponsor as proof of commitment to recovery. After hearing both sides, the judge decides to sentence her to 6 years in prison but suspend the sentence, meaning she will not go to prison if she successfully completes 4 years of probation. The court also imposes several conditions: a $2,000 fine, probated, community service, DWI education and intervention programs, license suspension for 2 years, regular alcohol testing, GPS monitoring instead of jail time, and ignition interlock installation in her vehicle. The judge finally reminds her that as a felony convict she cannot possess firearms, and warns about the serious dangers of drinking and driving before closing the hearing. Balance scale.